Minecraft maps, seemingly endless, they go on for miles, making it a desperately worthless endeavour to attempt to reach the edge of the world. But the question is, do Minecraft worlds end? Let's explore that. Firstly, let's take a look at the world boundary itself, also called the world border. This is an area which defines the spatial edges of Minecraft's virtual dimension. In basic terms, it is a huge bounding box that covers the entire map and prevents you from going further out of its limits. This border is an animated wall of blue stripes. Beyond the very far limits of these world boundaries, most of the procedures in game tend to function appropriately as they should. However, some things can go wrong. Due to delays in server or client response time due to the loading delays, water and lava can fall at slower paces. Pistons cannot always fully render, and beyond a certain point, mobs do not even spawn whatsoever. Other effects include the items having slight jitter to them, lightning not updating, and other similar weather effects and glitches. These issues are caused from being far beyond the world's origin or by the world border itself. Vertical limits are hard-coded into the game and are based mainly on the build height limit, which limits the player's movement speed above a certain point. However, certain horizontal boundaries are present in game too. For an example, nether portals can only generate at a maximum distance in the overworld. The world border lies at a default level which is capped at a default value, and it serves as a blockade to prevent the player from moving any further, although there's methods and glitches to bypass through it. One chunk away from the border is an invisible wall which puts a stop to the player moving anymore. This is also something that blocks spectator mode movement and prevents the teleport command even being used. It's important to realize this is hard-coded and thus cannot be changed, but players use tricks like using minecarts to go further anyway. The overworld itself is virtually infinite, but there are limitations to just how far the player can actually go, and this seems to be inconsistent based on the version and release edition of the game, with Java Edition and Bedrock having different world border limits to each other. One extremely interesting phenomena is the Farlands. This is a strange terrain generation bug in which the terrain shape malfunctions, resulting in large flat vertical walls of terrain with holes inside, being one of the most famous glitches that people know about. Something that happened only if the player was 12,550,821 blocks or more away from the world's origin. So does Minecraft's terrain generation come to a stop? Do Minecraft worlds actually end? Well, it's important to note that the worlds don't specifically end per se, but certain glitches and effects do come into play past certain limits, with a terrain generator messing up after a few million blocks or so, with there sometimes being an infinite uncrossable ocean or biomes and blocks continuing to spawn, but you fall through them or the game freezes and just can't handle it anymore. Apparently after 30 million or more blocks, these blocks and zones are more so fake chunks or dead zones that appear normal, but they're riddled with glitches and just lost in the void. However, they themselves will infinitely continue to generate. And that concludes this investigation on do Minecraft worlds end. Hopefully you found your answer here with some interesting, pretty cool facts. This was a slightly shorter video than usual. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.